The illusion of safety is the first thing to break. The tree lights, the music, the smell of food, it's a fantasy, a comfortable lie you tell yourself every year. And then the system fails, a flicker, the music dies. And then, black. Total darkness. The grid is down. The oven is a cold box. The furnace is dead. A kid starts crying. This isn't just a power outage, this is a breakdown. And your entire family, unprepared, soft, dependent, is looking at you. They think it's a temporary problem. They're wrong. But their panic doesn't have to become your problem. Because a blackout doesn't have to be a crisis. With the right gear, the right mindset, you turn this failure into a test of your control. Today, we're not talking about holiday spirit. We're talking about the 13 items that will keep your family from falling apart when the lights go out for good. This isn't a feel-good holiday special. If you think a blackout is just an inconvenience, you're already behind. Power grids are fragile. Weather is becoming more violent. A holiday outage is a worst-case scenario. A house full of people with zero skills, high expectations, and a total dependence on a system that just proved it can't be trusted. Being prepared isn't about a doomsday bunker. It's about having the right assets on hand to solve the immediate threats. I'm going to walk you through a list, but this isn't a shopping list. This is a system, a strategy for controlling a winter power failure when you're surrounded by people who will look to you to fix it. We're going to cover the essentials for light, heat, and food, based on cold, hard lessons from real-world failures. We'll break down not just the what, but the why. By the end, you won't just have a checklist. You'll have a plan to maintain order when chaos is knocking at the door. Let's begin. Item 1. Flashlights and extra batteries. The first enemy is darkness. It's absolute. Your world shrinks. People panic. They trip. They break things. The festive glow is gone, replaced by a primal fear that spreads like a virus, especially through children. This is where you establish control. But let's be clear. Candles are not the answer. In a house packed with people, a dry Christmas tree, and piles of paper, an open flame isn't a risk. It's an inevitability. Your first move is to deploy safe, reliable light. The solution is a distributed network of high-output LED flashlights and a deep supply of extra batteries. Why LED? They're brighter, the batteries last exponentially longer, and they don't produce heat. They're safe. Your goal isn't one flashlight in a drawer. It's a light source in every key operational area. The kitchen, the master bedroom, the living room, near your main gear. The rule is simple. One small flashlight for every 2 people. No one is left in the dark. No one is operating blind. Here's the critical part. Storing batteries inside the flashlight is an amateur mistake. Corrosion will kill your gear silently over time. When you need it, it will be a dead piece of plastic. Store the batteries separate, in their original packaging or a waterproof case, right next to the light. Test your lights and rotate your batteries twice a year. It's a simple discipline that ensures your first line of defense actually works. You'll move through the house with purpose, check on your family, and access your supplies while everyone else is fumbling in the dark. You've just crushed the initial shock and established order. Item number 3. Thermal blankets or sleeping bags. The dark is managed. Now a new threat is moving in. The cold. It's silent. It's lethal. Your house is a shell, not designed to hold heat without the grid. In hours, the temperature will drop. The elderly and the young are the first to be at risk. Hypothermia isn't a dramatic event. It's a slow, quiet killer. You need to shift from passive comfort to active thermal management. The solution isn't the decorative quilt on your bed. That's a comfort item, not a survival tool. You need high-quality wool blankets. Or, better, cold weather sleeping bags. Wool insulates even when damp. Mylar space blankets are a good backup. They reflect a massive percentage of your radiant body heat. But for a multi-day scenario, nothing beats a real sleeping bag rated for temperatures below what you expect. Here's the strategic move. Consolidate. Create a warming zone. Pick one small, interior room, no windows, no exterior walls. Close all other doors. Block the doorway of your chosen room with blankets to create an airlock. If you have a tent, set it up inside that room. A tent is a microenvironment that traps body heat with brutal efficiency. Your kids will think it's a game. You'll know it's about survival. Huddling together in that space under thermal blankets or in sleeping bags is infinitely more effective than being spread out. You're not just providing warmth, you're building a fortress. Item number 2. Headlamps. You have light. But now you have a new problem. You have no hands. You need to get blankets, quiet the kids, run a systems check on your gear, but you're stuck holding a light. In a Christmas scenario, you're not just surviving, you're managing untrained civilians. You have to project absolute control. This is where the headlamp becomes a non-negotiable asset. Headlamps are one of the most critical pieces of emergency equipment you can own. They give you powerful, hands-free light aimed exactly where you're looking. Trying to fix a circuit breaker or assemble something with a flashlight under your chin is a waste of energy and time. A headlamp makes you effective. It frees up both hands to work. In a winter outage, you'll be wearing a hat. A headlamp fits right over it. You're now operating at 100% capability. The fix? Have different tools for different jobs. A basic LED headlamp for general tasks, but also have one with a red light mode. Red light protects your night vision. You can check on sleeping family members without blasting them with a white beam that ruins their and your acclimation to the dark. Like your flashlights, you need redundancy. Have at least 2 or 3. When the power fails, you become the calm operator moving through the house, hands free. You're no longer just holding a light, you're wearing your preparedness. It's a statement. Item number 4. Layers of warm clothing. Wool socks, hats, gloves. You have a warm room, but you can't stay in it forever. The rest of the house is getting colder. A single heavy coat is a beginner's mistake. It's bulky, and if you do any work, you'll sweat. Moisture is the enemy. It leaches heat from your body and accelerates the onset of cold. The solution is layering. This is what every operator in a cold environment knows. Multiple thin layers trap body heat and let you regulate your temperature. But material is everything. Cotton is a liability. Once it's wet, it stays wet and makes you colder. It's a death sentence in a prolonged event. You need wool and synthetics like fleece. They wick moisture and insulate even when damp. The most critical point: focus on your extremities. Head, hands, feet. That's where you lose heat the fastest. A warm hat is non-negotiable. If your feet are cold, your entire system feels cold. Thick wool socks are mandatory. Fingerless gloves give you warmth while leaving you the dexterity to perform tasks. Your emergency kit must have a dedicated supply of these for every person: thermal base layers, fleece mid-layers, wool socks, hats, and gloves. You're turning every person into their own self-contained heating system. They stay warm, they stay functional. Item number 5. Hand and foot warmers. Layering and the warm room are your primary defense. But sometimes you need a tactical heat source. An older relative is feeling the cold deep in their bones. You have to spend time in a colder part of the house to fix something. You need a fast, reliable source of personal heat. This is the job for disposable hand and foot warmers. These air-activated packets are a modern preparedness miracle. They're cheap, they store for years, and they provide hours of consistent, safe heat. You put them in pockets, gloves, or sleeping bags. For someone struggling, the psychological impact of that warmth is huge. It stops a downward spiral of morale. Here's how you use them. Strategically. They are a finite resource. Don't hand them out at the first complaint. Save them for when they matter. Put one in the bottom of a sleeping bag 30 minutes before bed to preheat it. Activate a few if you have to go outside. They are also a silent, on-demand morale asset that proves you thought beyond just survival. You thought about control. Item number 6. Battery-powered radio. The power is out. Wi-Fi is a memory. Your cell signal is gone. You are now in an information black hole. You don't know the cause, the scale, or the timeline of the outage. Is it a local problem or a regional collapse? This uncertainty breeds anxiety. It paralyzes people. You cannot make good decisions without intel. Your lifeline is a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. This old tech device is one of the most critical tools in your arsenal because it's not dependent on the grid or cell towers. It pulls information from AM, FM, stations, and, more importantly, NOAA weather radio. NOAA provides 24/7 intelligence directly from the National Weather Service, storm updates, instructions from emergency services, power restoration estimates. A good one also has a built-in flashlight and a USB port to give a minimal charge to a phone. It's a multifunction command center. The pro move is to get a hand crank model. Batteries die. A hand crank means you will always have access to information. A few minutes of cranking gives you an hour of listening. Before you need it, you program your local news and NOAA frequencies. When the lights go out, you turn it on, get the facts, and calmly deliver the intel to your family. You replace fear of the unknown with a manageable problem. You restore order. Item number 7. Portable power banks or solar chargers. The radio gives you intel, but your smartphone is your personal link. It has contact lists, maps, critical data, but its battery is a countdown clock to isolation. Watching that percentage drop is a major psychological stressor. The solution is your own private power grid. That means pre-charged portable power banks. A quality battery pack can recharge a phone multiple times, giving you a communications lifeline for days. Before any storm, your priority is to have every power bank at 100%. They are your stored power, ready for deployment. A solar charger is your backup, allowing you to trickle charge your banks on a clear day. Here is the critical discipline. Your phone is now a mission-critical tool, not a toy. It goes into airplane or low-power mode. No scrolling, no games. It is used for essential communication only, short texts to confirm safety. If you have a signal, brief checks of official emergency websites. By having backup power, you maintain the ability to coordinate and receive critical alerts. You stay connected, and that maintains your family's sense of security. We're halfway through. If you're realizing your current plan has holes, hit subscribe. The information I share on this channel is not for casual viewers. It's for people who understand what's at stake. Now, back to the essentials. Item number 8. Non-perishable food. The dark and cold are under control. Now you hear a new problem. Stomachs. Christmas dinner is now a potential source of food poisoning in a cold oven. The food in your fridge has about 4 hours before it becomes a liability if the door stays shut. You have a house full of hungry people, and your electric stove is a useless block of metal. This is where your non-perishable food supply becomes critical. This means food that requires zero cooking and zero refrigeration. Think of high-energy, easy-to-deploy items. Canned goods are the foundation: chicken, tuna, soups, vegetables. But you need more. Protein bars, granola bars, peanut butter, crackers, dried fruit, nuts. In a cold weather event, your body burns calories just to stay warm. High-calorie food is fuel. You can get creative and call it an indoor picnic to manage the family's morale, but you know the truth. This is about logistics and calorie intake. The essential rule: plan for more than you need. FEMA says 3 days. That's for amateurs. For a winter storm, you need 1 to 2 weeks, minimum. And do not forget the single point of failure for your entire canned food strategy: a manual can opener. Without it, your cans are worthless steel bricks. Have 2. One in your kitchen drawer that you know works, and a brand new one in your emergency kit. Redundancy is key. When you can feed everyone, you remove a massive source of stress. You demonstrate control. Item number 9. Water and a purification method. Food is important. Water is everything. We assume it will always be there. But in a major outage, that assumption can get you killed. If you're on a well, your electric pump is dead. Your water is gone. Even city water systems rely on electric pumps and treatment facilities that can fail. A boil water advisory could be issued, or the pressure could just stop. The rule is absolute: 1 gallon of water per person per day. A family of 4 is 4 gallons. A house full of Christmas guests means your need is massive. The solution is stored water. Commercially bottled water is the easiest. Have a stockpile. For a more robust plan, get food-grade water containers and fill them from the tap. Stored in a cool, dark place, that water is good for months. In a winter storm, you can fill bathtubs before it hits for sanitation water, for flushing toilets. The advanced move is a secondary purification method. This is your backup. It's what makes you truly self-reliant. It can be simple purification tablets. A better option is a portable water filter, the kind backpackers use. This allows you to process water from rain, snowmelt, or other questionable sources and make it safe. It means you can generate your own clean water. This is a fundamental pillar of survival. Item number 10. First aid kit and medications. In darkness and confusion, injuries happen. A cut from a can lid, a trip in the dark, a minor burn. On a normal day, it's nothing. In a blackout with no running water and limited supplies, A small wound can become a serious infection. And for anyone on daily medication, this is not a drill. An outage can disrupt refrigerated medicines and create a life-threatening situation. A well-stocked first aid kit is not a suggestion. It's mandatory. And it needs to be more than cartoon bandages. It needs sterile bandages, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, gauze, medical tape, tweezers, and pain relievers. This is your field clinic. It lets you handle problems before they escalate. Beyond the standard kit, you need a plan for prescriptions. Have a 7 to 1 4-day supply of anything essential. If a medication needs refrigeration, like insulin, you need a small, high-quality cooler and frozen cold packs ready to go. When the power dies, the medicine goes into the cooler. You must have this conversation with visiting family times before time's an event. Ask them if they have their meds. Being proactive about health isn't about being a good host. It's about threat mitigation. Item number 11. Multi-tool or Swiss Army knife. In a blackout, you are the engineer. You are the repairman. Simple problems become major obstacles. A battery compartment is screwed shut. A tough package needs opening. Your power tools are useless, and your main toolbox is in a dark garage. You need a versatile tool on your person. The solution is a quality multi-tool. It's a toolbox in your pocket. Pliers, wire cutters, knife, screwdrivers, can opener. It solves dozens of small problems that will come up. It's the ultimate force multiplier. Whether you're cutting a blanket to hang over a door or opening a bottle of wine to maintain morale, one tool can save you from fumbling for a solution. The tip is to buy quality and keep it on you. A cheap tool will break when you need it most. Leatherman, Gerber, Victorinox. They have a reputation for a reason. Don't leave it in a drawer. Keep it in your kit or on your belt. It's a small piece of gear that gives you a massive boost in capability. It reinforces the fact that you are in control. Item number 12. Manual can opener. I'm listing this again, separately, because its importance cannot be overstated. You can have a pantry full of food, enough to feed an army, but if you can't open the cans, you have nothing. Your electric can opener is a paperweight, and many modern kitchens don't even have a manual one. This is how a prepared person starves. Imagine explaining to your hungry family that you can't access the food you stored because of a $1 tool you forgot to buy. The solution is simple. Own two, at least. One for regular use in your kitchen, so you know it works. The second, brand new and still in the package, goes in your food supply. It is the key that unlocks your entire food strategy. It is the definition of mission critical. Forgetting it is not an option. Item number 13. A plan for psychological control entertainment. You've solved the primary threats: light, heat, communication, food, water. Everyone is physically safe. But now a new enemy emerges: the mind, boredom, anxiety. The kids are climbing the walls. The adults are staring into the dark. The absence of TV, music, and phones creates a vacuum, and worry will fill it. Keeping spirits up isn't a luxury. It's a critical part of managing a crisis. The solution is a pre-planned, non-electric psychological management strategy. This is where you can turn the event into an exercise in discipline and cohesion. Your kit needs a deck of cards, board games, puzzles, books. You can read aloud by flashlight. It becomes a ritual. Here's the Christmas-specific move. You direct the narrative. Start a storytelling session. Have the grandparents talk about past Christmases. Organize a talent show by flashlight. Sing carols. The goal is to fill the silence with structure and purpose, not with worry. You are actively managing the psychological battlefield. You are changing the story from the Christmas that was ruined to the Christmas we proved we could handle anything. You aren't just surviving, you are making a point. The power is still out, but the scene has changed. The house is no longer a dark, cold trap. In one room, a warm, defended space is lit by the glow of LED lanterns. The family is gathered, fed, and engaged. The quiet crackle of the hand-crank radio delivers intel. The crisis hasn't passed, it's being actively managed. Because you were ready. You conquered the darkness with flashlights and headlamps. You fought the cold with a thermal fortress and smart layering. You maintained information dominance with a radio and backup power. You managed logistics with food, water, and medical supplies. A power outage is a certainty. A ruined Christmas is a choice. With these 13 items and the right mindset, you protect your family and prove that preparedness, not hope, is the ultimate strategy. Most people will prepare the wrong way. They'll buy gadgets and hope for the best. They will be the first to fall apart when the system breaks. But now you know better. If you want tactics that go beyond theory, if you want to be the one who doesn't panic when everyone else does, hit that subscribe button. Don't wait for the next blackout to realize you should have been watching this channel the whole time. Out there, the price of being late is everything. Stay safe, stay prepared,